Bananas on this island are all for me. The great scientist, Dr. Bad Boon. People of Jungle Island, if you hate me, you will starve. Stop it, Dr. Bad Boon! Everyone is going to hate you even more! Shut up, you insolent monkey! If you want the bananas, you'll have to come to me. I will put all of the bananas in my labyrinth. You'll need to survive my devious mazes to get them back. However, do you think you'll make it out alive? Dr. Bad Boon, you won't get away with this! Hop, step, jump, poo. Let us cooperate, yeah, woo. Magical spell is poo. Oh, dear me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the strangest game ever. I'm just going to go on and play this. This is Super Monkey Ball 2. As you can see, it has a story mode. The concept of the game is very simple. The control stick moves aye in his little ball around, and you need to gather some bananas and then get to the end of each level. That's literally it. This is the goal right here. I'm just going to gather 3 bananas before kind of going through it. And yes, take a moment to really... This game is very much... What's the best way to describe it? Unashamedly Japanese, I think. Because you've seen the plot, Dr. Bad Boon stealing bananas, and oh my goodness, does it only get weirder and weirder from there. So, the game, as you can see, is split into worlds. This is World 1, and each world has within it 10 levels, so this is going to be my kind of project in between projects. You know I do love to do those. So, this is World 1, Jungle Island, which is very easy. As you saw, the first level was called Simple, which was nice and straightforward. Every single level is, generally speaking, harder than the last. They do have a difficulty rating. Ooh, ow. I haven't really shown off... I haven't really... But of course I haven't shown it off yet. That was a silly thing to say. Right, so you see the bottom there, you've got a number of bananas. So this one is 1, that one's 2, 3, quite a lot. What was that? Conveyors. Conveyors is easy. Yeah, you can see that there's a bit of a variance in difficulty. So let's move on to level 3, Bumpy. I believe this was when Nintendo had their weird obsession with Braille, because you remember Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire had a load of that as well. And yes, there's dots that spell out Braille in this level. I will put up on screen if I can remember what it says. But other than that, you can see you get bumped up by them, but other than that, it's a relatively straightforward level. So, I'm going to be doing an episode of this for each world. There are 10 worlds? 9 worlds or 10 worlds? I'm going to say 10 worlds in total. And I'm going to be doing 1 episode for each, so the early ones will be quite long, the later ones will be quite short. This level is called Switches, and introduced the concept of switches. Hit that switch, and there's a bridge dead ahead which folds up. But there's another switch here. If we press this one, oh no! We lose access to those bananas, which means we have to go around. You may notice as well, if you look at the map in the bottom right, you can press A to kind of adjust the zoom on that, and that's pretty much all the control... Oh dear me, all the controls you have in this game. Haven't shown what happens if I die yet. It's really not the end of the world. In the early stages, this game is fairly forgiving. Actually... Honestly speaking, Conveyors next. In the later stage of this game's also forgiving. Basically, if you die and nothing happens, you just have to do the level again, so you just have to keep doing them until you pass them. So you can't really fail it in that sense. So you've got conveyor belts here which shoot you backwards, so as you can see, gotta go at them with some speed. Which I did automatically there without really talking about it. Floaters is a bit more of a... I don't want to go ahead and say an interesting one. The first world for this is going to be a bit of a slow one, just because it's so straightforward. But yes, this is my thing I'm doing in between Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and my next project, which is going to be... Oh, remind myself. Super Mario Galaxy. I'm going to gather a bunch of bananas from here. So yeah, bunches are worth 5 bananas. No, much more than 5. 15, maybe 20. You've got a timer at the top, which will go down. Always you have 60 seconds. It's never any different. 10 for a bunch, apparently. So you get a bonus for getting there in less than 30 seconds, which I failed there. And there you go. So your score is doubled if you do it in more than half the time. And then other than that, your score is just telling the top. Slopes. This is a 2-star one again, so this is really not difficult. This is very much the tutorial world. So I don't know what I was going to keep saying there. I do that occasionally. I kind of go, so yeah, because I've said so, and then realise my brain's run out of thought. So this will hopefully be a nice chance for me to recharge a little bit. Unlike my usual self during inter-project projects, I'm not drinking for this one at all, because of the incident that happened on Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, where I completely lost the ability to play the game and indeed commentate. And this game gets really hard, and what I don't want to do is drink during the early level and be like, oh, this is great fun, sit back, have a few drinks, and then by the end, well, as it starts getting harder, I've got considerably drunker, and then at that point I'm completely useless. This level's a little bit more interesting here, as you can see, whoa, because I died. So, that's what happens when you die. You get a fallout, and then you press yes, and you retry it from the top again. So, the later levels, later worlds will probably end up much more cut down than this one. Because I will be failing a lot, so I'll do it more of a montage as it becomes relevant in those ones. This is one of the first levels you really actually have to turn on the brakes a little bit. One of the weird things about this game that you may be noticing, when I move around, you'll notice the level changes. Technically speaking, you are not moving Ai. That's the name of the monkey. You're actually moving the level. Which is mildly interesting, but doesn't really actually affect how you handle a physics tool. See, that I got a time bonus ×2 for doing it in just over under 30 seconds. Ah, no, this one gets a bit harder. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bananas. Oh, it's out of 10. I should have probably known that, shouldn't I? So, this is one of the first ones that's really got moving components in it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you view it, this moving component doesn't really do anything. It just kind of sits there. Well, I mean, it technically spins, and you can see, so it's on a central point, and then it kind of changes the axis it's at. Getting around to the goal is relatively easy. If you position yourself nicely, let's say here, and wait for it to come around, you can actually, if you stay under its shadow here, you can hoover up some of those bananas, or not. Fuck it. I can't remember how to do this, so I'm just going to grab the goal. Except that's almost done with episode 1 of this game. I told you it was going to be nice and straightforward. Final level, I don't believe is that higher difficulty score, didn't see what it is. What makes this level potentially harder than some of the others is just the fact it is quite long. There's not much time for dilly-dallying. It's one of the ones where it's not that difficult because it's just a bridge that goes left and right, but you haven't got a huge amount of time to do it. Well, I mean, you've got 60 seconds, but it's quite a long level. It's approximately... It'll take me about probably 40 seconds, I think. Well, we'll see. Actually, I'm making decent progress already, he says, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my 40 seconds final answer, because... So here you got these bits which point down, and obviously I don't want to go out to ahead now, because then I will be underneath the goal, which is not good. What you want to do is wait for them to equalise, and then hop over at that point, and through the goal. Yeah, you see, that took me 43 seconds, 42 seconds, so not the easiest, in terms of there's just not much time for playing around. Anyway, having done all 10 levels in the world, this happens. Everyone is doing their best to survive. We've got to help get all the bananas back. Then we have to stop Dr. Bad-Boon before he causes more trouble. But where is he now? Oh, my sweet Mimi, I am here for you. If you marry me, I'll give back all the bananas. Marry you? Ugh, I'd rather starve to death than marry you. Your words hurt me, but is it your fault? You must be influenced by this village. My sweet Mimi, I don't think you should live here anymore. I will sink this island, then my dear, yes, you'll see how strong I am. If you won't love me, then learn to despise me! I'll never let him sink this island!